Peace, peace. This is A&B, African Man Born. Welcome to the Culture Speaks. All right, the Culture Speaks. This is a pilot episode, so this is not even the official launch of this podcast, directed strictly towards hip hop culture. All right, and our story. This is a podcast for those who live it. All right, so let's get into it.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
It's for the OGs.
And this is hip hop
for the OGs.
Yes,
A&B
for the young G's.
And all the God hip hop.
For real.
Original
And
G.
representing hip hop.
Original God.
Hip hop
Right.
for real. And
Yo,
representing
bring it
hip hop for
Yo.
real. Drop it.
I am hip hop culture, predator the vultures. Rappers getting high, spitting lines, I be sober. Never need an entourage, Pano who holds us down when I come around. Massachusetts soul child, say me in your masu. Knowledge will surpass you. Silly rap crews walking shady as they move. I am the God man, I be living in the proof. I be teaching all the youth, all the elements they use. Turn the television off, all the lies got us pruned like an old plum. Government is plotting on our sons, and we disrespect our daughters as we living in the slums. And we stay mad, frontin' tough. I be calling devils bluffs, rap vet.
A shout out to everybody in Mass that's out here. I'm ready.
Peace. Welcome back to the Culture Speaks. This is Dr. A&B, African Man Born, a true hip hop podcast for those who live it. All right. So when it comes to hip hop, all right, we tie hip hop back into actual culture, which hip hop is culture, but we tie it back to all culture. So what we're gonna do is establish all culture's history into our story, because it is our story. Hip hop is an extension of our story. It's an extension of our culture, and it's the only music genre that was taken from a culture that people probably didn't necessarily know they was creating, but there was a structure when Africa Bambaataa created the Infinity Lessons to Grandmaster Flash being accredited to the crossfader, which a lot of people actually debate about, to who created the name hip-hop, who gave hip-hop the name. Was it started in 1973, 1972, 1974? We get into all of these different topics on this show, strictly about hip-hop, but then we get into beyond. We talk about, African culture and the four elements of that tie into hip-hop as well, which shows you that it started with us as Nubians, Africans, the indigenous people of the world. We are the indigenous people of the world. So when we talk about like music, period, and rap music being the most celebrated element of hip hop, we want to acknowledge Rap Music Day, which was originally May 3rd. But they, in the United States now, they talk about August 2nd. But then they talk about celebrating hip hop celebration in August 11th because of the story of hip hop being started by way of DJ Kool Herc, which is widely debated nowadays based on certain things that happened since 2016. But we're going to get into that on future episodes. We're going to get into interviews. We're going to get into topics. So today's topic, we're talking about rap music and its evolution and degradation of the music based on the music industry, and how can we do to preserve the culture, what we can do to bring the rap element back to the hip hop feeling, not necessarily by way of the sound, but by way of the content. Sound and content, two different things, but at the same time, they both coincide. So if for those who question who I am, I have a history that extends 30 years into the culture of hip hop by way of Boston, Massachusetts. And I have a 20-year history, over a 20-year history of releasing projects, from mixtapes to official albums to documentaries and even podcasts. But also I'm still active in doing my part in hip hop culture by way of pushing out my music, performing, touring, and doing things. So I'm still active doing this for as many years as I'm going to do it. So therefore, my information is credible. I don't talk about things I don't know. And I also build with those that know just as much or even more when it comes to hip hop culture, but even culture, period. It's not to separate the two, but we do that, so I try to put it all together to bring unity, peace, and love to the whole culture in hip hop. That's my mission when I do these, and that's why we say the culture speaks. A true hip hop podcast for those who live it.